This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. 2 people are dead and a killer is on the run. A double homicide has left a corner of cottage country on Lake Winnipeg alarmed, but police say nobody else should fear for their safety. CBC's Ian Fraze reports.
Police searching for clues in Manitoba's cottage country after discovering the bodies of 2 people killed in a targeted shooting early Friday morning.
Is there a killer on the loose? Yes, we're searching for a suspect right now, but like I say, this isn't random. We're quite certain of that.
Gunshots were heard from this property in the rural municipality of Victoria Beach. A 29-year-old man from Winnipeg and a 41-year-old woman from Victoria Beach found dead. Police say they knew the 2 victims. That's what gives them the confidence to say this killing was planned.
We don't want people to think that there's a killer going from cottage to cottage and just randomly shooting people.
RCMP Sergeant Paul Maneg says somebody in a white truck left the property before police arrived and was driving south on Highway 59. Police are still looking for them, but aren't saying yet if the driver is a suspect.
I put where the thing happened right down the street here.
One neighbor in the Sandy Bay Cottage area isn't surprised.
There have been some shenanigans around here, and I've seen it over the last 2 years or so.
He says neighbors have complained.
Local law enforcement are doing whatever they can to clean it up. But, you know, people pay their taxes and they get to keep their places.
Maneg says cottagers shouldn't let this tragedy interfere with their weekend plans. He stressed there's no danger to people in the area. Ian Fraze, CBC News, RM of Victoria Beach.
Brandon police say an attack that injured a 15-year-old high school student was racially motivated. Chief Tyler Bates says while the investigation was ongoing, evidence indicates the accused's political and racial ideologies were motivating factors. Chinonso Onuke is recovering after the attack on June 10th after an attacker stabbed him in the hands, chest, and thigh at Kneeling High School. A 16-year-old suspect is facing several charges, including attempted murder. Bates says evidence indicates the accused was targeting people of color and immigrants and planned to hurt more people.
You know, that there were others that were pursued in this particular incident. And again, consistently, they were people of color, you know, consistent with the racial and ideological motivations I spoke of earlier.
Umu Igbo Brandon Association President Emmanuel Ahaniku says the Onuke family are prominent members of the community. He says police being explicit about the motivations behind the attack is helping people feel safer.
Idea being like cynicism or pessimism regarding it, this also helps calm that fear in terms of fear that yes, this city is united and everybody is valued in this beautiful city of Brandon.
The suspect in the attack has been ordered to have a mental health assessment. In a statement, Brandon School Division said, quote, the intentional targeting of individuals based on race is abhorrent and fundamentally contradicts the values, vision, and mission of the division. Such acts have no place in our community. The case will be in court next on July 15th. As the communities of Lynn Lake and Marcel Colombe Cree Nation in northern Manitoba were allowed to go home today, Flin Flon is also making plans for re-entry. It's bringing mixed feelings for some residents who were forced to leave the city more than 3 weeks ago due to wildfires. CBC's Rosanna Hempel brings us their stories.
Brett Holland has busked his way around Winnipeg since leaving Flin Flon. Now, after more than 3 weeks away, he's ready to exchange his rented guitar for the journey home.
I'm excited, but I'm kind of nervous to see what it's going to look like.
He's relieved to have a close-knit community and home to return to, but he's bracing for some changes.
You know, we're big into hiking and kayaking and fishing and all that kind of stuff, so I'm kind of worried about, you know, everything that we used to enjoy doing just being gone.
The wildfire that encircled Flin Flon and extended northeast grew to over 370,000 hectares. The province still considers Manitoba's largest fire out of control, but the city is preparing to rescind the evacuation order so long as unexpected fire behavior doesn't throw off the plan.
That means whole of community can start to work their way home.
Deputy Mayor Alison Dallas Funk announced Thursday they expect to allow residents back home Wednesday morning at 9. Noelle Drimmy and her young family were among the 5,100 people who fled at the end of May. She's cautiously optimistic about going home and grateful and relieved too.
It's astounding to see just the devastation that has surrounded the town, and for us to sort of still be standing is miraculous in a lot of ways. But again, very devastating for the Saskatchewan side.
It'll be a long drive home from Winnipeg, with chores and uncertainty at the end of the road.
We've had power outages, right? So, the fridges and the freezers, and, we left a bunch of bananas on the counter.
Drimmy and Holland say the community is organizing events and fundraisers for those who lost property.
It's been pretty amazing how everybody's been coming together to everything.
Healing and moving forward together. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Meanwhile, after more than a month, businesses in South Nopaming are reopening their doors. Mandatory evacuations caused by a wildfire ended on Wednesday. For those in the area who rely on tourism dollars, it comes at a cost, and they're unsure of what the future holds. CBC's Felicia Adam reports.
Brenda Adair and her two sons are working hard to reopen their family business. They've been closed since May, when an out-of-control wildfire in Nopaming Provincial Park forced mandatory evacuations. When it ended for the southern part of the park on Wednesday, they hurried back.
Our amount of prime time is short. It's May to August, or May to September, and we need to get as much business as we can in them.
More than a home, it's their livelihood. But with their doors and camping grounds closed for the past 5 weeks, they've lost thousands.
It's a good chunk of change. May is normally our busiest time between the hunters and fishermen and everything, and people coming out camping. So it's going to be a little tough to come back from that.
The lodge depends on campers buying wood, food, and renting boats and canoes. But with campgrounds in Tullaby Falls and Bird Lake closed until June 26th, and the uncertainty of other campgrounds reopening this year, they're expecting to see a loss of at least $60,000 this year.
It's the living for my boys. This is their livelihood, this is their home, this is everything they've been doing forever.
The province announced tax deferrals for businesses impacted by the wildfires earlier this month.
Any help is much appreciated, but they're still going to have to pay taxes eventually.
Don Lamont from the Manitoba Lodges and Outfitters Association says the province needs to do more to help. He says 2/3 of the businesses he represents have been negatively impacted by wildfires.
We've got to try and find some financial support in other places for them. Otherwise, there's going to be quite a few people that close their doors.
For now, the family is taking it day by day. Hopeful things will turn around soon. Felicia Adam, CBC News, Nopaming Provincial Park.
The body of a missing teen from Brandon has been found. Police there confirm 18-year-old Owen Bedford was found in the Assiniboine River. Bedford was last seen early Sunday morning after leaving a bar on Victoria Avenue. Hundreds of people joined his family in the search for the missing teen. Brandon police haven't released further details at this time. Back here in Winnipeg, a fire damaged a house in the 100 block of Euclid Avenue. Firefighters responded to the scene at about 5 in the morning. The house was engulfed with heavy flames and smoke. 2 neighboring homes were evacuated as a precaution. No injuries were reported. The fire is under investigation. CBC weather specialist Riley Lachuk joins us now. And boy, Riley, it was a hot one today here in the city.
Yeah, a hot one on the eve, the literal eve of summer here, because summer officially getting underway later this evening. although it might not feel like summer across parts of the province as we get through the weekend. So officially, 29.6 degrees in Winnipeg this afternoon. Let's round that up and call it 30 degrees. Why don't we? Pinawa at 29, 26 in Brandon, 22 in Thompson through the afternoon. So yes, seasonal to above seasonal. We started to see some of this cloud cover pushing in. This is ahead of our next weather maker, which is a deep Pacific low containing lots of moisture, lots of rain coming for the prairie provinces as we get through the weekend. Some of that already starting to make its way into Saskatchewan. Some parts of that province looking at up to 80 millimeters of rain by the time the weekend is out. Not as much here on the Manitoba side of the border, but we certainly are looking at some rain as we get through the weekend. Risk of a thunderstorm tonight, 18 degrees in Winnipeg. We'll see a bit of a cloudier day as we get through Saturday. 26 degrees, bit breezy, and Marge, we'll talk about that rain coming for the weekend when I come back.
All right, thank you very much, Riley.
You're welcome.
A hometown hero returns. The Winnipeg Jets are getting Winnipeg-born and raised Jonathan Toews. That story after the break. Stay with us. NHL free agency is still 10 days away, but the Winnipeg Jets have already signed a new center. Winnipeg-born and raised Jonathan Toews is going to play for his hometown team next season. CBC's Bartley Kivas reports.
Jonathan Toews hasn't played a game in the National Hockey League since 2023. A severe case of long COVID ended his time with Chicago. The St. Vital raised center spent 15 years in Illinois, winning 3 Stanley Cups and a Conn Smythe Trophy. He also won 2 Olympic gold medals as a member of Team Canada. After 2 years of recuperation, Toews has declared himself healthy and ready to play again. The Winnipeg Jets announced Toews has agreed to a 1-year contract with details to be announced on July 1st, the first day the contract can be registered. While Toews is 37 years old, players his age and older have made a huge impact in the NHL playoffs. 37-year-old Brad Marchand just won a Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers, defeating an Edmonton Oilers squad featuring 40-year-old Corey Perry. This childhood friend of Jonathan Toews says Captain Sirius can still compete.
He's motivated, he pushes himself when he sets his mind. His determination is unlike anyone I've ever seen.
The Winnipeg Jets, who were defeated in the second round this playoff season, are in need of a veteran with playoff experience, and Toews fits that bill. The Jets also need help in the face-off circle, where Toews excelled throughout his career. Toews is also expected to backfill the looming absence of center Adam Lowry, who underwent surgery and will miss the first few months of the coming NHL season. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
People in the West End say they're worried their neighborhood is becoming a financial desert. The Royal Bank branch at Sargent and Sherbrooke is closing on July 10th. CBC's Cameron McLean has more.
Ella Hudson does all of her banking at the RBC branch at the corner of Sargent and Sherbrooke. With no car, she faces a long walk to get to the next nearest bank.
I know a lot of people that are elder and that, and like myself, but I could get around on a bike, but that's besides the point.
Cheryl Martins has lived in the Spence neighborhood for decades. She says many people in the area don't have vehicles or internet and rely on in-person banking services to meet their financial needs.
Once you start losing your services, it's sort of like a death knell to a community, I think.
Jessica Guimond, another West End resident, says people may resort to alternatives to get cash.
If they don't have bank access at all, if they're taking their checks, they'll go to the nearest pawn shops.
The remaining financial institutions are all on the fringes of the West End, including the TD branch on Notre Dame and 2 credit unions near Portage and Wall Street. The closest RBC branch is in the Manitoba Hydro building downtown, about a 20-minute walk away. RBC spokesperson Rob Ritchie says the West End branch is merging with the one on Ellis Avenue near Polo Park, as more people use other banking methods like telephone, online, and mobile. In an email, he said, "Our branch network continually evolves and changes as we seek to serve our clients where and how they wish to conduct their banking. In some circumstances, this may involve combining branches, relocating certain branches, or opening new ones." The group of West End residents asked for support from the area's municipal, provincial, and federal representatives. Daniel McIntyre Councillor Cindy Gilroy, Union Station MLA Uzoma Asaguera, and Winnipeg Centre MP Leah Gazan all wrote letters urging RBC to reverse course.
It'll be really devastating and impactful for those communities to lose that important financial literacy that they require out of a bank.
The group of West End residents is holding more meetings to let people know about the bank closing and to organize a response. They'll be at XQ's on June 26th. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A Winnipeg man is facing a slew of charges after a St. Boniface crime spree. Officers say last Saturday evening, the man broke into a vehicle on DuPont Street and swiped belongings. While trying to do the same thing again on Enfield Crescent, he was confronted by a witness and threw a brick at him and threatened to kill him. Later on that same day on Hamel Avenue, the accused then forced his way into a home and sexually assaulted a woman before he was chased off by a neighbor. The 38-year-old was eventually caught on Waterfront Drive a short time later and is charged with 6 serious offenses. A historic milestone towards reconciliation.
that the east represents the dawn of wisdom and is a sacred direction. Who was involved in this project?
The grandfather rock sweat lodge was unveiled today at the St. Boniface Cathedral. The move signifies acceptance of Indigenous culture by the Catholic Church. The MLA for St. Boniface says he's proud to see all the steps being taken to achieve reconciliation.
A long time ago, when I was much younger, we didn't talk about, the Métis part of the family, but today we teach it. We teach it in our schools, we teach it in our cultural centers, we celebrate it, because we recognize that there's room for everyone in Manitoba.
The project was made possible by a combined effort between the church, Murdoch McKay Collegiate, and the provincial government. Okay, Riley, as we saw there, it was a beautiful sunny day. It was hot today, and that's actually very fitting for the fact that this is the start of summer.
Doesn't last.
No.
But you know what? It's so nice to have you here.
Oh, well, thank you so much,
Nice
Riley.
to have you here. Yeah, to
Nice to
ring
be
in
with you.
summer.
Yeah.
Summer solstice means that we're at the longest day of the year.
Yes.
Far cry from where we were at this time in December. In fact, over 16 hours of daylight in Winnipeg today. Have a look at this. So sunrise at 5:19 this morning, setting at 9:40. But let's compare that to somewhere a little bit further north, like Churchill, where you're actually getting over 18, almost 18 and a half hours of daylight today. That's because of the Earth's axis, the Earth's tilt, giving the northern hemisphere, the North Pole, slightly more sunshine than the south. Of course, it's opposite once we get into winter, when parts of the far north get total darkness. At this time of the year, some communities getting 24 hours of sunlight on the other hand. So yes, longest day of the year. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to get outside. Tomorrow, not bad, but we are looking at some wet weather moving in as we get into the next couple of days here. So clouds build in as we get into the evening tonight. We've started to see that happening already. Then I stopped it here at 2:30 in the morning, and you can see the hint of some instability starting to push across southern Manitoba. So that's why I have chance of showers, risk of a thunderstorm in the forecast pretty broadly across southern Manitoba this evening. Not talking anything severe, but certainly you might wake up to a rumble of thunder or two through the overnight hours. We get a bit of clearing behind that, so sunny breaks by the time we get into the morning, and then another weak trough wants to push in, and this could give us a few showers as we get overnight Saturday into Sunday across parts of the province. But the main event is in behind that, this low working its way up from the States, this bringing a fairly broad area of rain right across southern and central and even parts of northern Manitoba as we get through the day on Sunday, tapering off as we get into Monday. Along with that, a cold front. This does a couple of things. First, it will really drag our temperatures down as we get through the day on Sunday, giving us a couple of cooler days, but also as that's meeting some of the warmer air to the south, could trigger some thunderstorms of the garden variety as we get through Sunday and into Monday as this rain wraps around. What this translates to in terms of numbers, I'm saying 15 to 30 millimeters for parts of western Manitoba. That's not out of the question. Generally, though, I'm thinking this is more like a 5 to 15 millimeter event for places like the Red River Valley and into northwestern Ontario. But certainly where you do see some of those thunderstorms, there is the potential there of seeing potentially some higher and locally higher amounts as we get through the weekend. I did mention the threat of some thunderstorms as we get through the next couple of days, really non-severe in nature, but could see some wind gusts with these as we get through the next couple of days. So just keep that in mind, that you could run into a couple of pockets of thunderstorm here and there. A warm start to Saturday, 20 degrees in Winnipeg, 17 in Brandon. We'll try for 26 tomorrow afternoon, Marge, and then a couple of cooler days to start next week.
All right. Thank you very much, Riley.
You're welcome.
A gorgeous day to relax in the hammock. We have more ahead right after this. Stay with us. Tomorrow is National Indigenous Peoples Day, but for Niji-Makwa School, every day is Indigenous Peoples Day. Yesterday, the school set up at the Urban Reserve Niwa Odina for a little celebration with some cake, pizza, a makeshift teepee made of branches. The kids enjoyed a day on the Treaty 1 land to celebrate their Indigenous heritage. CBC's Sid Sundance Horshig met with them to learn what cultural celebration means to them.
Bonjour, my name is Ruben Boulette, and I have the honor of being the principal here at Niji-Makwa School. We're celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day today, but if you really think about it, what we do as a school is we celebrate Indigenous people every day.
Should we put it right there?
Niji-Makwa School was started in the early 90s, and it was a grassroots movement for Indigenous peoples in the North End to have a cultural school where Indigenous students can learn their culture and ceremony in an urban setting.
My name is Leanne Dysart, and I'm the vice principal at Niji-Makwa.
You see it?
Yeah. The school's a really special place, and it's a very unique place in Canada. And it is a school that carries Indigenous values. It is about community.
And now the time is between 12 and 1.
And we're going to have cake soon, right?
With Indigenous Peoples Day coming up, what do you think that means for young people?
It's a time to celebrate who they are and be proud of who they are and get out and show that pride. You know, sometimes it's funny when people talk to us about celebrating a certain Indigenous, like the Indigenous Day or a particular event, and it's like, it's just who we are. It's just every day, right? So the culture aspect, smudging, it's just normal. It's what we do. It's nothing out of the ordinary.
For us, every day is a celebration of indigeneity and coming together as Indigenous people and being a community of non-Indigenous educators and non-Indigenous educators, just to understand who we are in this time and place, and really what it means to be an Indigenous person in the city of Winnipeg.
Can you tell me about what you guys are doing here today?
Having fun. This is what I made. It's a tree trunk from Mother Earth. For the unicorn, I use sticks. For the bird, I use the seed. This is the wing and this is the little beak, and you can tell this is a grasshopper, which I'm not finished yet.
So with Niji-Makwa School, a lot of the kids there, they celebrate their culture and you learn a lot about it. Why do you think that is important?
Because in the olden days, European people made us forget our ways. So people now are trying to make us remember those ways.
What does National Indigenous Peoples Day mean to Indigenous youth? This morning, Information Radio host Marcy Marcusa spoke to some youth changemakers who have been working to inspire and make a difference in their communities. CBC Manitoba wanted to hear their thoughts on what the day means to them and how their experiences have shaped them into who they are today.
Growing up, I had an immense amount of internalized racism, so I never had the opportunity to see my community thrive and succeed, especially being an urban Indigenous person. I was always surrounded by the ideas of my people in the worst light possible, and I never had the opportunity to reconnect with my culture, to even have Indigenous people to look up to, including my own family. So the fact that I never had that, it didn't give me the hope or inspiration to know that I could do anything. And it was only in the very recent years that I had the opportunity to reconnect with my culture and to even see that it's possible to move forward.
Is that what gave you the hope then?
Yes.
Was it turning for you?
Yeah. I think once I was able to look at my internalized racism and overcome that, it was a big turning point in my own life where I was able to feel hope that I was going to succeed, not just because I was an Indigenous person, but because I was a human. I was going to have that opportunity to move forward, to succeed.
What was your turning point, Heavenly? Like, where did the hope come for you, especially because you also alluded to the fact that when you were younger, you didn't see it?
Yeah, because I grew up in the North End, and I was also kind of surrounded by negative stereotypes, both from other people and my own family. They also had that internalized negativity. And so it wasn't until I had honestly moved to my community, moved to the res, and at first I was, really upset because I had grown up in the city, I'd lost everything, it was a big change. But being out there in the land and being truly surrounded by my people, my community, it really changed how I viewed it. You know, going to a powwow for the first time, you know, hearing the drum, it really lit something in me. Like, I feel like that's something that everybody who has intergenerational trauma and who has been separated, they have that moment where they hear it for the first time, and it's like, it's indescribable, but when you feel it, you know what it is and the importance of it, and it's like a coming home, almost a healing. And so it wasn't, like I said, until I moved home, which is funny because people who grew up on the res are, they want to leave, right? But meanwhile, I was like, now that I moved to the city for school, I miss it so much, right?
Billy, you were elected Southern Chiefs Organization Youth Chief, as we've mentioned here, and you're 18, right, I think, right now? Yeah. Why is it important for Indigenous youth to take up leadership roles in community?
Well, you know, I think it's important for Indigenous youth to step up in the leadership roles because, you know, we are the generation that is inheriting these decisions. You know, we are the ones that are going to be taking over after these decisions have been made. And I think it's vital and important that our youth are a part of these conversations. And, you know, as youth chief, I feel it's my due diligence to advocate for that, to advocate for the youth to be at the table, to hear those conversations. You know, we need to be able to nurture our children as they once were nurtured back in our natural laws. You know, we took care of our children, we walked with them, and I still believe that today, that, you know, we need to be nurturing our children, walking with them every step of the way. And I say this a lot, but, you know, like, Indigenous youth are rising, and we are going to continue to rise. And in order for that to happen, the youth need to be part of the conversation. The youth's voice need to be heard.
What does tomorrow mean to you, Indigenous Peoples Day? What will you be reflecting on, Selena?
Tomorrow, I'll be reflecting on my own family and my own experiences. I know that many people have heard the story about how my mom passed away, and she froze to death here in Winnipeg because she was dealing with homelessness. And I'll be reflecting truly on my family's journey. My sister actually just graduated high school, and she's 22, so I'm going to be celebrating the wins of my family, but also the hurdles we've had to overcome to get here. And so for me, it's going to reflect on my background and where I came from, and truly how I became Selena Starling.
How about for you, Heavenly?
You know, similar to her, kind of, I'll be celebrating and really spending time with my family and my partner, you know, because my sister and I, we both graduated college this year. I have other family members who've also graduated, and this is like, it just means extra because we're all, you know, a first gen, but we're all doing it at the same time, and we're all graduating at the same time.
So cool.
And so it's like, it's really important, and we got to celebrate our achievements and our resilience and our culture, right? So I just really want to take the time to be with my family and celebrate everything.
And you, Billy, what are you going to be thinking about tomorrow? What are you going to be doing tomorrow?
So I think of tomorrow as empowering, you know. Tomorrow is a reminder, you know, a reminder that we're still here, we're still strong, and we're still carrying the weight of the beauty of our nations. You know, it's not just a celebration. I think it's a commitment, you know, a commitment to keep learning, to keep standing up, and to keep protecting our way of life, you know. It's a day to honor our ancestors and to serve our people, but also to walk forward with clarity, not just for the moment, but for the generations ahead. And I feel although, you know, like, tomorrow will be a good day of, you know, smiles, laughters, empowerment, you know. And it's just going to be a beautiful day to see my culture celebrated, to see our people celebrated, you know.
Selena, why is it important to have a day like National Indigenous Peoples Day for everyone to recognize, in your view? Because I know you've thought about this a lot, because some people say, why do we need this? You've heard that.
Yeah, I work all across Canada, so I see different types of views of people who don't understand the importance of this day and people that are very empowered to learn more. I find that with my work federally, with the provincial and federal governments, that it's so important for us to get this voice out there. But for just the everyday person, many people don't understand that this is a part of reconciliation, that our own education, unlearning, relearning, and listening is a part of reconciliation. And that's exactly what tomorrow needs to be for everybody, is the ability to unlearn what thought what you had thought Indigenous peoples were, relearning the truth, and then getting to listen to stories. I think that's what tomorrow needs to be and has to be, is the ability to take that next step in your reconciliation journey.
And Heavenly, you're talking about hoping to inspire in Indigenous youth, with your own story, but you were inspired by, I think it was a Zach Whitecloud story years ago that kind of stayed with you?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. I think I was at the AMC youth gathering they had when I was running for their youth council, and he was one of their guest speakers. And something that stuck with me was like he was taking questions from the crowd, and someone had asked him if he had ever dreamed of being in the NHL, and he was very honest. He was like, I never did, because it was something that I didn't think was achievable for someone like me. And that really resonated with me, because as I said earlier, I was the same. I wanted to be as every little kid did, an actor, performer, something, famous, right? And I didn't really have there wasn't a lot of representation in media with Indigenous people, so I didn't think that was possible. I never tried, never really worked towards that, because same as him, I didn't think it was unachievable. And so I want to be able to kind of flip that way of thinking, get rid of the learned helplessness that our people have, and just let them know that no matter what anybody says or whatever they try to do to you, just as long as you keep going at it and working towards it, you can achieve whatever it is you want.
Searchers have recovered the body of a second person killed in a rockfall on a popular hiking trail in Banff National Park. We're going to have more on this story coming up after the break. Stay with us. Rescue crews in Alberta have resumed their search for survivors in Banff National Park following a deadly rockfall. CBC's Helen Pike has the latest.
I heard just kind of a cracking sound, and I knew immediately what that sound was rock.
2 hikers now confirmed dead in a rock fall near Bow Glacier Falls in Banff National Park. 3 people were also injured, taken to hospital. RCMP now saying they're in stable condition. It happened Thursday around 1 p.m., a joint response between RCMP, Parks Canada officials at the scene of a serious rock fall at this popular hiking spot near Lake Louise. Ellie Jackson describes this sheet of rock, the size of a multi-story building, coming down. No hesitation, she starts running.
I just ran and I hoped I would survive. And I did, and I'm virtually unharmed at all, just a little bit of bruises, but I felt one little rock chip bounce off my arm, but I'm just thankful.
It's in an area with bad cell reception. Calling for help wasn't easy. Jackson had a satellite phone and a first aid kit.
I can't believe how many people came together to help and do whatever they possibly could with their abilities and the equipment that they had to help.
Friday morning, search crews were still out at the scene. We saw helicopters moving to and from the rockfall site. At this point, RCMP say no additional hikers have been reported missing. No additional vehicles at the trailhead are unaccounted for. We do know the trail is closed while work is underway to assess the stability of the slope, and heavy rains are in the forecast, which could complicate that work. Helen Pike, CBC News, Banff National Park.
The mother of a toddler who went missing for 4 days and was eventually found safe has appeared in court. She faces charges of child abandonment. We're no longer naming the mother due to a publication ban to protect the identity of her daughter. The woman will remain detained until her bail hearing, which has been set for early next month. After the court proceeding, the woman's lawyer made a brief comment.
As of right now, it's a person that's in very high distress. It's somebody who needs help. Right now, the defense is trying to get an exit plan for her in order to get her help as soon as possible, and that's pretty much where we're at today. So there will not be any other comment at this point.
The House of Commons has passed the federal government's Bill C-5, known as the One Canadian Economy Act. 2 votes were held instead of 1 after the House Speaker ruled that the legislation had 2 distinct parts without a common element. The One Canadian Economy Act contains measures to tackle internal trade barriers and gives the government new powers to approve major projects deemed to be in the national interest. The bill had been expected to pass due in part to the support of the opposition Conservatives. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the Liberal government will ensure environmental protections and Indigenous rights are upheld. Environment Canada is working to verify reports of a string of possible tornadoes across southern Saskatchewan yesterday. So far, it says all signs point to numerous highly probable tornadoes, and it's taking a closer look at 8 different reports. Scott Larson reports.
This video, captured southeast of Regina, shows one of 8 possible tornadoes Environment Canada is now investigating. The wild weather cut a large swath through Saskatchewan late Thursday afternoon, prompting tornado warnings for more than 24 communities.
We've got one report of a possible tornado just southeast of Saskatoon near Young. And then we're looking at 3 others closer to Regina. So these were in Davin, Odessa, and Hubbard. And then we're looking at 4 others further southeast of that, just kind of east of Estevan in the communities of Frobisher and Hirsch.
The one near Hubbard touched down on Kayla Chamberlain and Sean Hanofsky's farm. That's about 150 kilometers northeast of Regina. The couple saw the tornado out back of their house and raced to the basement.
You look out the windows, you couldn't see really anything because it was like a whiteout. It was white and gray out the windows, and you could hear things being smacked up against the house.
Chamberlain says they have lost some property, but everyone is safe, as is their cattle. Harrison Webster recorded this video east of Regina.
We just got home and we got an emergency alert, so didn't really think much of it. My wife said, "Hey, come and look at the tornado." So we walked out, and sure enough, there was a funnel cloud southeast of us, and took a little video of it. Hopefully it wasn't touching down or doing much damage, but it was kind of neat to watch.
Environment Canada says this number of tornado reports is rare.
We had a pretty sharp trough moving across Saskatchewan yesterday, which is basically just a sudden change in wind direction. And so this appears to have been the catalyst for a lot of these thunderstorms that were triggered.
The same storm packed a mean punch in Saskatoon with intense winds, punishing rain, and hail. It also created a spectacular lightning storm. Luke says they should be able to confirm if all the sightings were tornadoes or just funnel clouds within a couple of days. He encourages anyone with video footage of the storms to contact Environment Canada. Scott Larson, CBC News, Saskatoon.
Wow, just incredible videos you saw there in that piece. Riley, I mean, we have had some active weather here, but nothing compared to what they're seeing out there in Saskatchewan.
No, not at all. I mean, we did see our fair share of thunderstorms this week. So far this year, we have had 2 tornadoes confirmed in Manitoba, one near Kleefeld, another near Sperling, southwest of Winnipeg. So a couple of weak tornadoes, but not all in one day like we saw in Saskatchewan. Let's take a look at the map here, and you can just see how spread out across eastern Saskatchewan these tornadoes were. You'll recall last night I was showing you some of the radar returns from that storm that was pushing down near Melita. That is the one that sparked these 3 likely tornadoes near Frobisher, Saskatchewan, and one a little bit further to the west of that. Again, stressing that these are likely and will take some investigation in order to determine the likelihood and whether these actually happen. So yes, that will still happen, but at this point we're looking at the likelihood of 8 tornadoes touching down in one day. All right, I'm going to shift gears and we're going to do Feline Friday, and I actually have a video for you, so you got to watch this. This is sneaky. Thank you, Judy, for sending this picture in. This video, I should say. You can send your pictures to talkback@cbc.ca. Hey, you know what? If you want to send a video to me too, I'll use it. We're looking at cloudier skies than we saw today. Temperatures still very warm. Tomorrow, 26 degrees. You'll notice a bit of a northeasterly wind as we get through the afternoon into the evening tomorrow, with the risk early in the day, particularly of maybe another thunderstorm or so rolling through. So keep that in mind tomorrow. Anytime we get some of that cloud cover rolling through, that we could see maybe a couple of thunderstorms. Temperatures above seasonal overnight tonight, 15 in Brandon, 17s and 18s through the Red River Valley, and risk of thunderstorms persisting into northwestern Ontario tonight at 17 degrees, 16 in Peguis overnight. 8 in Flin Flon, 4 in Lynn Lake, and looking at single digits across much of northeastern Manitoba overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies. This sets us up for a fairly sunny day tomorrow, maybe a little bit of cloud hanging around, but other than that, temperatures pretty seasonal, maybe a touch below seasonal for this time of the year. 17 degrees in Thompson, 16 in Gillam. And you'll notice as we get later into the afternoon, some of that cloud cover starting to push a little bit further north. So this instability rolls through early in the day through the Red River Valley. For the rest of the day, though, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies, maybe a few showers out of some of this, with the risk of a thunderstorm out of some of this cloud cover as well, looking at 24 degrees in Portage, 21s, 22s into Westman, and into Sunday, a bit of a cloudier one, a bit of a dreary one, 18 in Brandon and Portage, 20 in Winnipeg. Widespread risk of some thunderstorms or some showers, Marge, as we get through the day on Sunday.
All right, thank you very much, Riley. A new Winnipeg high school is graduating its first class of grade 12 students this year, and they've chosen a very unique way to kick off the celebrations. CBC's Zubina Ahmed spoke to the first set of graduates.
Clapping and celebrating. Kindergartners from Bison Run School are parading with the grade 12 graduating students from Pembina Trails Collegiate. The high school first opened in fall 2023. At that time, they only had grades 9 to 11.
I need you to match up with a K.
Principal Jackie Croker says she's looking forward to be organizing the school's first graduation.
Well, there's so many emotions. I think I'm super proud of our 200 graduates. I'm nervous. I've got butterflies for everybody. There's a tremendous amount of work that's been put into our first graduation celebration and convocations.
The Student Services Counsellor, Sabrina Longobardi, says as first, they had the daunting task to set a precedent for future grads.
We talk to all the other schools, we get information, kids come with assumptions as well of what things are supposed to be like, but it was really important for us to sit back and say, what does PTC want to be? right? Who are we? And what is our grad going to look like for the next 20, 30 years?
Tanya Chopra is the highest performing academic student of this graduating class. She has also created the school's social services community club, through which she volunteered for a number of initiatives.
We did a food drive recently, and we've done clothing drives and volunteered at community kitchens.
Another grad, Krishna Patel, has been a part of a youth advisory council, the school's broadcast club and sports club.
I'd say the most memorable thing of attending school here is creating and founding all of these things and starting from scratch.
Both Chopra and Patel want to eventually work in the social services sector after university. Zubina Ahmed, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Still ahead, a great escape. How this wayward pig found temporary freedom in our daily lift. Stay with us. The sky above Fana Island in Denmark, well, was very, very busy. Wow, just incredible. Look at that. It's the 40th anniversary of the region's Kite Festival, and thousands of visitors from more than 20 countries have converged on the Danish island. This year is expected to feature more than 25,000 kites.
The winds will be good to fly a kite tomorrow, looking at northeasterly winds here, 20 gusting to 40. Maybe not quite the best pool day, though, for the first full day of summer, looking at a cloudier one tomorrow. Still some sun out there, 26 degrees in Winnipeg. You'll notice as that cold front sweeps through Sunday into Monday, our temperatures really pull back into the teens even. 18 on Monday with a clearing sky, maybe a few showers first thing in the morning. And then we get into more of what I can actually call now regularly scheduled summer. As we get toward the end of the week, 25 for Thursday, 29 for Friday. He spent nearly 2 weeks on the lam, but a group of 10 neighbors and friends were finally able to capture a wayward pig in New Brunswick.
Well, no one knows exactly how Porky Poppins spent his newfound freedom, but his great escape is our daily lift.
Porky! Pig, pig!
Oh, Porky Poppins' great adventure began when Tiffany Demmons said her fiance was unloading their 6 new piglets onto their farm. The 9-week-old piglet clearly didn't feel like spending his days fenced in, so he jumped out and ran into the woods behind their homestead. She says the crafty animal comes out of the woods behind their home 3 times a day to eat the meals they put out, but Porky remained elusive.
Okay, so usually every year one pig gets out at some point because they are smart, but not one that has been just arriving. They're usually used to being fed here, so like we could shake a feed bucket and they're like, oh, food, and then come back and we can put them back. But this guy is just living his best life.
Apparently, after 326 hours on the lam, Porky Poppins was finally captured on Wednesday afternoon. He has returned to his enclosure with his 5 siblings.
Porky, I love that call. Porky, it's a good story.
Reminds me of bacon.
Oh, Riley. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend.
Great weekend.